All right, well, it would not be a Hopkins pitch night without some med tech. And we have a couple teams coming up. Please join me in welcoming StetPulse.
Thank you so much, everyone. Hi, my name is Selena Shurkin, and I'm the founder of StetPulse. We are developing a wall-mountable UVC light box to optimize the decontamination process for medical equipment in patient isolation. What we're about to see is an example of just one of the many use cases for our technology. With recent investments in personal protective equipment, clinicians working in patient isolation rooms currently lack a quick and reliable method of medical device medication. As you can see here, this clinician is treating a patient using her own personal stethoscope. But with the rise in infectious diseases like COVID-19, C. diff, and MRSA, clinicians in patient isolation rooms have come to rely on yellow disposable stethoscopes. Look at some of the problems underlying these yellow disposable stethoscopes. First of all, there is one yellow disposable stethoscope in every patient isolation room, and it's often shared between providers before being replaced, causing an increased risk of disease transmission amongst clinicians. These stethoscopes are also really cheap and flimsy in design, so they provide a really horrible sound quality during physical examinations. And finally, hundreds of these stethoscopes are thrown away on a daily basis as clinicians complete their rounds, leading to long-term negative environmental impacts. Therefore, clinicians need. Sorry, guys.
Keep going.
Working?
You good?
Yeah.
Cool.
Sorry about that. Clinicians need a better way to sanitize their own personal high-quality stethoscopes instead of having to rely on these yellow disposable stethoscopes when treating patients in patient isolation rooms. Therefore, we've created this wall-mountable UVC light box. As you can see, here to the above is a working and validated prototype. As you can also see, our first product is going to be optimized for stethoscope use in a clinical setting and features a UVC bulb that can disinfect the entire body of a stethoscope in just 60 seconds. This means that a provider has enough time to disinfect their personal stethoscope while they put on or take off their personal protective equipment. Finally, because this is disinfection technology, it can be readily applied to a number of markets, and we look forward to expanding our use cases. Although technologies like the PhoneSoap UV light box or large unit floor UV light boxes currently exist in hospital settings today, none are optimized for stethoscope use. As you can see, our prototype is cost-effective, retailing at about $350 a unit. It's easily accessible as it's located outside every single patient isolation room, and it sanitizes faster than any existing device on the market, able to disinfect the entire body of a stethoscope in just 60 seconds. The accessibility and affordability of our product ensures a novel resolution to medical device contamination, and the development of our product is essential for long-term readiness against airborne diseases like COVID-19, C. diff, and MRSA. We anticipate generating revenue by targeting our sales directly to hospitals, targeting all 50 hospitals in the greater Baltimore area. We will be launching a pilot trial in the Johns Hopkins Baby NICU to validate our device, but once we begin market traction, we assume to sell about 100 light box units to each hospital. Johns Hopkins Hospital also accounts for about 27% of the patient beds in the general Baltimore area. So if we price our product at $350 a unit, we estimate a first-year revenue of about $567,000. Sorry, technical difficulties. Sorry, Josh. We also estimate that our product will save hospitals thousands in expenditure. Currently, the price of one disposable stethoscope is about $5 a unit, and there are 128 patient isolation rooms in the Johns Hopkins Hospital alone. That means to supply just the Johns Hopkins Hospital with disposable stethoscopes, it costs a minimum of $640 a day. In 1 month, that is $19,000, and in 1 year, that is over $230,000 spent on just disposable stethoscopes. Excuse me, sorry. Because of directly translatable technologies with CBC decontamination, once we establish economies of scale and solve the need for the hospital population, we will be expanding into the childcare, elderly care, and private practice industries. But this is the key examples of markets that we can be applied to. As I mentioned earlier, we're a disinfection device, and we can be applied anywhere where you need efficient disinfection. That means we can target industries like hotels, restaurants, or even school systems. Over the past months, we've been actively prototyping and validating our device. Over the course of the Fuel Accelerator, we have completed our MVP prototype in the iStar lab under the mentorship of Dr. Jeffrey Sewardson. We've also been actively networking with clinical administrators in the Johns Hopkins Hospital system, including Dr. Susan Chatterjee, the director of the Baby Medical Intensive Care Unit, who has been funding our prototyping efforts and who has also agreed to launch a pilot trial in the baby making. At the end of this first year, our pilot trial in the baby NICU will be launched and completed. By year 2, we hope to begin a series of validation testing to obtain FDA approval for our product, and by year 3, we hope to launch it to the market. We'll then be expanding to all 58 hospitals in the greater Baltimore area, starting with the Johns Hopkins Hospital system. Once we obtain enough market traction, we'll be expanding into the secondary and tertiary markets that I mentioned previously. We are taking StetPulse, and we are reimagining the sanitation of medical devices.